Welcome to the Crypto Sphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Friday, the 21st of April, and it is 12:23 p.m. here in Northern California. We're going to do a brief update of the crypto market here. As we all know, Bitcoin has broken down and the crypto market is starting to drop a little bit. The question is, how far down is this going to go, and where is the support? Where are we going to get a bounce? I think the market has given us some pretty good information here. Let's start with the Bitcoin chart. This is my Bitcoin dashboard. I've got a weekly chart here, then I got a daily chart here, then I got a 4-hour chart here, then I got a 1-hour chart. And what they do, what kind of putting all four of these charts together kind of gives me a bird's eye view of the entire Bitcoin market at the moment. Now, just kind of taking a look at this chart, it's a couple things. Number one, we're getting bullish divergence on the 1 hour. And when you start seeing bullish divergence on the 1 hour, basically the RSI has bottomed out, broke out, bottomed out, bottomed out, bottomed out, bottomed out. And so we're getting flat lows here on the 1 hour. However, the price continues to go down. That's bullish divergence in the RSI on the 1 hour. It simply means at some point this is going to have to find support and bounce and start making its way back up. But secondly, we're bottoming out on the 4 hour as well. If we look at the RSI on the 4 hour, it is deep in the oversold situation. Once that turns back upward and it bottoms out, it's clear. Basically, at that point, we can expect the market to bounce and to start to rise a little bit. The question is, where might that be? Well, we can actually, getting bullish divergence on the 1 hour is the first step, but then the second step is we might even begin to get bullish divergence on the 4 hour before it bounces. So right now, we're still making a lower low in the RSI on the 4 hour. But if we make a higher low, the price can still make a couple of lower lows before the price actually bounces. In other words, we can see that bullish divergence in the RSI on the 4 hour. And secondly, when we take a look at the daily chart, what we can see is there's quite a bit of room for the RSI to make its way down into the oversold position on the 1 hour, on the 1 day, before we actually bounce and get the next uptrend. So this downtrend actually could ebb and flow for the next multiple days, even for the next couple of weeks. Here's what we're seeing. The support here on the 1 hour, first support is 25,990, and that is based upon the break of this ascending narrowing wedge here. If we just chart the break of that, it takes us down to 25,990. But if we break beneath that, we could come all the way down to test this trend line, and it would be the third time we've touched that trend line. So we came and hit that trend line, bounced off it, came and hit that trend line, bounced off it. We could be coming down to test it again, which is what I've been expecting, and we could see this on the 3-day chart. If you've been following my videos, you know that I've been expecting a retest of this line here at 23,600. Somewhere between this line and this line here, we could even come down and touch this line here, depending on how long it takes for us to get down here. And if we break beneath this line, well, that could take us all the way down to 16,512, which would not be a bad thing for the market in the long run. I think it would basically bring a new surge of market confidence and a new surge of money in the market. That could actually mark the beginning of the new bull run in earnest, but I digress. Taking a look at this weekly chart, if we take a look at the RSI, on the weekly, we're breaking down bearish out of an ascending narrowing wedge, a steep ascending narrowing wedge in the RSI. I've been saying for quite some time that I expect the RSI on the Bitcoin on the weekly chart to top out, make its way to the bottom again, and only after the RSI on the weekly chart bottoms out again, that is when we get down here in the oversold situation for the next time, whenever the next time that is that happens, it could be a few weeks to a couple months, that's when I believe the bottom of the market will be, and that's where I believe the new bull run will begin. But just taking a look at the price, we're seeing that we broke down beneath these levels of support here, and the next level support on the weekly chart is this line here, 24,906. So we've got a confluence of signals here between the daily and weekly charts. On the daily chart, the first support is 25,990, and then the second support is down here at this line at somewhere around $24,000. And here we've got a support line at right at about 25, a little under 25, 24,800. On the 3-day chart, the support is 23,600, all the way down to about 22,000, maybe even as low as 22,000 if we come all the way down and touch this trend line in the next couple days. No, it's actually this candle only has 4 hours and 31 minutes left. So we're going to start a new candle. So if in the next candle we come down here, it's 21,000. If it takes us another one, it's, every 3-day period that transpires, this line gets a little higher. And so we follow that line. So to kind of sum up what I'm seeing on the Bitcoin chart, we're getting nice, strong bearish divergence in the RSI on the daily chart. However, the RSI is reaching toward the bottom. When the RSI reaches toward the bottom, it could coincide with the price reaching to the bottom. And if that's the case, we're going to have multiple more days of moving downward. We could get something like this. And if we got a move like that, what would that look like? That would look something like this, basically. And that would take us down to the bottom by about the end of the first week of May, something like that, May 6th, between May 5th and May 7th. So in other words, we could get a temporary rally here, and I think it's likely that we get a temporary rally here simply because we're bottoming out in the RSI on the 1-hour chart. I mean, that bearish divergence, it just can't go on forever. Secondly, we're severely oversold on the 4-hour chart as well. And that can't go down forever. So I think that means we're going to bottom out here temporarily and get a little rally. Maybe that little rally takes us up to retest 28,000. Let the 1-hour and 4-hour RSI recover, and then we should continue down at least to this line, but could come all the way down really to about $22,000. And honestly, if we break beneath that, it could take us all the way down to 16,500. All right, now I want to correlate this with the DXY, which is the U.S. dollar index. First of all, on the weekly chart, now, the first thing we need to know is that there's an inverse correlation between assets and cash, not just crypto assets, but assets in general. And basically what we see, we can look at these charts and see that when cash goes up, assets go down. When cash goes down, assets go up. So what I'm seeing here on the U.S. dollar index is that we're at support. We've double tapped this line. We've got bullish divergence in the RSI. If you check this RSI, we're making a higher low. We've made a higher low here in the RSI, while simultaneously we've made a slightly lower low in the price. But even if it's just completely flat, that's still bullish divergence in the RSI. So we got support. We got bullish divergence on the weekly. We have bullish divergence on the daily as well. And we're in a descending narrowing wedge. So when we hit that support in this descending narrowing wedge, it indicates that we could be getting ready to do something like this, okay? So yeah, I'm seeing the signs. I mean, even here on the 4-hour, we're seeing hidden bullish divergence in the RSI here. And on the 1-hour, we're just in a wedge here. But we bottomed out in the RSI. Really, we bottomed out in the RSI over here on April 14th. So I think the odds are the DXY heads higher. I put this chart out several weeks ago, maybe a couple 3 months ago. And what I expect is I've been expecting the price to bottom out here. And the reason why I expected the price to bottom out here is because if you throw a Fibonacci retracement, did I do it from here? Yeah, that puts us right at the 0.5 Fibonacci level. And then I expect a breakout again to retouch the top of this line before we go into an ABC correction. And that ABC correction could lead to an actual breakdown. And if we break down from here, it could really begin a bear market for the U.S. dollar index. And that would actually correlate with a number of things. Number one, it would correlate with the top of the interest rate market. If the interest rates are going to be continue to be raised into the summer, if we get a few more rounds of interest rate raises, we could see the DXY take off and top out at the top of the interest rate market. and then begin its descent. Now, when we're looking at this could be scary, but there's a silver lining in this that I want us to keep in mind. When we're looking at this, the depth of this channel, and remember, channels tend to be corrective, okay? Channels tend to be corrective. This is not an impulsive wave. This is a corrective wave. The depth of this channel is 27%, 27.19%. So we could be looking at a major bear market for the US dollar. So the first thing that could capitulate, that could catalyze this, is hitting the top of the interest rate market. As soon as we hit the top of the interest rate markets, that means we've hit the bottom of the assets markets. And when the assets markets bottom out, that really is the beginning of the new bull run for the assets markets. However, what we see happening with these BRIC countries and so forth that want to abandon the US dollar, that could cause somewhat of a collapse of the US dollar, at least a crisis for the US dollar. And so the chart is literally telling us we're in a corrective pattern that eventually will cause an impulsive wave downward. And if that is the case, this whole move from here to here is going to be, and this is not about time period. This is simply about the possibility of this happening. This is like a 40% drop for the US dollar. This would be a massive upward move for asset markets, such as the stock market, such as the real estate market, such as the crypto market. This would be it's terrible, right? It's like the US dollar is crashing. That's what it looks like. But what we don't realize is the crashing of the US dollar means that asset markets are exploding. Asset markets are exploding. And so if you're not in any assets, you're going to want to, get in assets before we hit the top of this line here. You want to start divesting or investing in a nice portfolio of assets so that the decline of the US dollar will mean the incline of your assets. Quickly, I'm going to take a look at XRP just really quickly. I see we've got one line of support here at 42 cents. If we break down from that, this could take us down to 40 cents. That's what I'm looking at. And the line here on the daily is right at about 42 cents as well. We're at support. However, if the RSI breaks beneath that and moves down even further, but we are oversold. I mean, we could go down as low as, I believe, 30 cents was one of my projections, one of my lines. I don't see, 39 cents, this 40-cent line. So I think that could be support for now. And I think we're going to get at least a temporary bounce for XRP while the Bitcoin market bounces as well. Bitcoin bounces as well, and the rest of the crypto market bounces. But I do think that it's going to be a short-lived bounce, and then the market will continue downward. And once we hit the bottom of the market, the new bull run will begin. And we're all waiting for that. We're all waiting in expectation for that. And I'm excited to see that. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. These are simply my thoughts and my perspectives and my opinions. Do me a favor, if you appreciated this content, if it was meaning to you in any way, please do me a favor and like this channel and hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment to let me know what you think. Check out my Patreon community at patreon.com/cryptogenic. But above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. This is Cryptogenic, signing out.